Welcome everyone to a new part of the course, Selecting Subsets of Data. This is notebook number 1, Selecting Subsets of Data from Data Frames with just the brackets. So in this part of the course, we're going to begin with a data frame, and we're going to select some columns from it, or some rows, or simultaneously some rows and columns. We're not going to change the data in any way. We're just going to select them and then return a resulting data frame. So here are a few examples of subsets of data. Here we're going to just select a subset of columns. So over here is our starting data frame. The selected columns are in yellow, and over here is the result, a 3-column data frame with all of the rows. Over here, we're going to select rows. We're selecting 2 rows from that same data frame, which results in a 2-row data frame with all of the columns. We can also do simultaneous row and column selection. And here we're selecting those same 2 rows and 3 columns from above, which results in a smaller 2-row by 3-column data frame. So we're going to be practicing all different sorts of subset selection in this part of the course. Now, what's important to know with pandas is that you can select, there's dual references for selecting rows and columns. You can do so by either label or by integer location. So you can reference each row and each column by either its label or its integer location. So we'll talk a lot more about this in future videos, but this is good to keep in mind that there is this dual reference. This is actually what makes pandas quite confusing, is that you have 2 possibilities to select rows and columns. You can either use that integer location or the actual label that you see. Now, we'll be covering 3 different what are called indexers on how to select rows and columns. So the first one will just be these square brackets. That's what this notebook is about, just these brackets. We'll also learn about the loc indexer and then the iloc indexer. So the loc indexer is selection just by label. Iloc is by integer location. That's what iloc stands for. And the syntax will look something like this. So for just the brackets, we'll have df and then just square brackets appended to it. The selection will go inside of the brackets. I left that out because we don't have a specific selection here, but this is the generic syntax. For selection by label only, we'll use df.loc with square brackets appended to it. And then for integer location, it'll be df.iloc, and again with some square brackets. So this video just sets us up for the subset selection to come. We will read in a data frame and go from there. One thing to notice is that we're using square brackets here and not parentheses. So these are not methods that you call with parentheses. These are square brackets that we append to our data frame or one of the other indexers.